Hello, frustrated heathens, and welcome to the Science for the Newly Deconverted. If you're newly deconverted, then congratulations on your deconversion. This series is to teach you the science behind the most common questions, such as, if we came from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? And, so you believe something came from nothing. Now, if you already know the science, great. Pass this along to your friends who don't, so they can find the resources. With this video, we'll be defining terms. These are words that tend to get misused by theists, and we must understand that these words don't mean what they think they mean. You must unlearn the false definitions before we can go anywhere. So let's get started. Now, I know this is going to sound like this is just me being pedantic, but theists tend to use this as if it's an absolute or catch-all for what atheists believe, when that is simply wrong. The definition of science is the intellectual and practical activity encompassing the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation and experiment. It just means that it's a collection of observations and experiments that explain the natural or physical world. One question you'll always get asked is, has science proved X? One thing we need to remember is that science doesn't set out to prove anything. All it does is explain what we are seeing or experiencing. The scientific method is only used in things that we can observe and test to collect data. So on things we can experience. There isn't much to explain on this, so if anyone tries to use it in a way that is not on nature or on something physical, you'll know they're using it in the wrong way. This is the biggest problem within theist camps, where they tend to say X is just a theory. This goes to show they have no idea the difference between the colloquial definition of theory and what a scientific theory is. A colloquial theory is pretty much just an observation where you say you believe it is happening in that matter. For example, I believe X is behaving in this certain way because of Y. In the colloquial definition of theory, nothing is needed beyond this point. Now, in a scientific theory, you start off with this, and it's called a hypothesis. After this, you go to figure out if your hypothesis is correct. How do you do that, you might ask? Well, by using the scientific method. You begin to do experiments, observing, and then try your best to disprove your own hypothesis. If in any way you can, you must adjust whatever it is that you did wrong. Now, this is going to take some time because you're always going to find something wrong within your calculations. For instance, it took Einstein 10 years to figure out all the particulars for his theory of special relativity. And when Isaac Newton wrote his book, The Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, it was an accumulation of over 20 years of thinking, and including many things from calculus to a very descriptive idea of gravity. So from here on out, we'll be using the term hypothesis to mean the colloquial definition of theory, to keep from any further confusion. This word gets misused as well, because there's no your evidence or my evidence. Evidence is a collection or body of verifiable fact. These, of course, are true regardless of where you live, what you believe, or any other factor. These are the major words we need to know for now. Throughout this series, we'll be defining words, and you don't have to memorize them, nor will there be a test of any sort. It's simply a tool to help you remember if you like. Make sure you like this video and smash that subscribe button. Also hit that bell to stay notified of upcoming videos, and remember, stay frustrated.